On this video, we're going to see how to upgrade an IRC controller. We're going to upgrade the CPU and the software. Currently, we have a CPU DSQC639 with the RobotWare 5.13, and this is the part number on this for this CPU. And we're going to migrate to a DSQC1024 with a RobotWare 610 or app. So this is a part number. So what you're gonna need is to buy a kit, which is this part number, and this is a kit that is to migrate from the DSQC 639 to the DSQC 1024, and the kit is just the hardware. So the other thing that you need to do to buy is the software upgrade, which is this part number, and you have to send the backup to ABB, and they are gonna send you a license file, which is with extension RLF, and the steps that are gonna be after you purchase the CPU and then the license, you need to create a backup, and we are going to use RobotStudio 608 to do the migration, and we're going to move or migrate to the latest RobotWare for this CPU, the DSQC 1024, and that RobotWare is the last version is 6.16. So then we are going to create a system on the RobotStudio with the license that we bought, and we're going to give this name, and then we're going to run the system and restore the backup migrated from RobotStudio. So let's jump to the RobotStudio, and first of all, you need to make sure you can go to migration or migrate RobotWare from this menu, and these are the main steps. And as we said, we need RobotStudio in add-ins. You can check if you have RobotWare 6.16 installed. I already have it added, so you can do, if you need any other version, you can select the version and click add, or download the package to install it later. But once you click add here, it's going to install it immediately, and you need to reboot the RobotStudio in order to see the new license. So we already have the license, and let's jump to we already have the backup, so we're going to migrate the backup. And the backup is right here, and we did this backup last Monday, so we're going to select this folder and migrate to the latest one that we have here, which is the one that we installed previously. So let's hit OK. And here you have the output or progress. So migration has finished. So next step is going to be to install a row. We're going to create the system. So we're going to create a new system, and we're going to call it as we say here, the robot serial number, the version, and the new CPU names or model. So let's hit new, create, hit next. We're gonna add the RobotWare. Okay, and then hit next. And here we have the license. We have to remove the virtual and add the license that we bought from ABB. So this is the license, and you see the license is linked to the raw the serial number. So and this is a .rlf extension. So let's hit OK. So click next. And here we have an overview of the options that we have on this license. So let's hit OK and apply. Okay, we already have the system. Let's exit from here. Let's go to controller. Um, Start controller. And we have the version right here. We are gonna reset the system and local login, handle the write access automatically, and hit OK. And it's gonna start. Okay, so now, sorry, the system has all the basic things, but we need to restore the backup. As you see, we don't have the module, we don't have DeviceNet configuration. We're using DeviceNet connection on this robot. We have also the DeviceNet purchase. So it wasn't on the list, but you need to purchase all the additional boards that you original have on the old system. So are not gonna be the same part number, but because they are different, but you need to have them installed as well. So let's restore the backup. And we have now the migrated, and as you see, we have different version. The backup, the original backup is recognized that it has a 5.13.01.01, and the new and the migrated one is 6.16. So let's hit OK. Here it says that we have a mismatch, but it is not, because we install on the system the latest one, and we migrate the backup, and it's not telling us which are the difference. So that's fine. Let's hit OK or yes. So now we have the module, as you see. This is all the modules and sequence that we have on the robot. So let's check the I/O. Okay, we have everything. We can test it, but we need to force so many signals here in order to see the robot working. But let me show you. There you go. So as we said, if we go to the main program, if we want to run the program, now the motor stopped. We might need to put it in auto and then turn on the motors. and run the sequence. But as I say, we need to force so many signals, so we're not gonna do that, but just only to move in jog the robot. Let me close this. Uh, and see that the robot is gonna move if we move manually. So to move manually, we need to enable and hold the run. And you see, now the robot is moving. Okay.
Now we are in the machine with the DSQC 1024 installed on this one. It's not the machine we are gonna upgrade, but this robot is idle, so we need to test it here first and then move it to the right machine and install it right there. So we're connected with through the port X2, the service port, as you can see there. Okay, and on the computer we have this adapter, and that adapter is configured. Let me with this manual IP address. The mask is gonna be this one, and we don't have a DNS server, so that is what we need to connect to the controller. So let's close this, and we have connection right here with the controller online. So you see we don't have anything yet. So let's go to installation manager, installation, and we are gonna connect to the online controller. The controller is active. If you don't have the controller active, you have to select active right here, and it's gonna reboot and activate the controller. So now we have next, and we're gonna replace this version, the RobotWare 16. Okay, let's hit next, and we have the license installed. Let me just remove it because I want to check if the date is the same. Yeah, I guess it's the same. Let me check. Yes, but just to make sure, we are gonna do the step that we did in the preparation. Let me remove this and add a new one. Browse. Okay, let me see the differences. It's okay, it's the same. So let's hit next. We're gonna update the license. Yes. Click next. And finally we're gonna apply right there. Now we are upgrading the boot server. Now the system is rebooting. We still have pending actions here of the process. And now it's still showing me that the robot is inactive. And we have the boot application. And as you see, now we have the version 6.16 upgraded. It's taking several minutes, and you can see here that we have removed little RobotWare 6.05. So let's leave it finish. It's about to finish. It took about more than 5 minutes or so. Now it's doing this part of the process. The product. So now the process has finished. Let's check that we still have the boot application, and we are gonna restart the system with the controller. It's downloaded a new image. So let's wait until we have the main screen. And now we have the condition which is available. Now it's synchronizing the files. Okay, we have finished. Let's exit from here. And let's try to restore the backup on the controller itself. And as we said, the migrated system is this one. We're gonna restore it anyway. It's telling us that we have a difference, but we should see the backup and the versions on the backup and it's not showing anything, so meaning that they are both the same. Okay, let's restore only because I choose to restore the controller settings. And now let's reboot it, so let's check what we have. So we need to, let me close this and check the device connection. We have this configuration and we need to install the module. Okay, we are in the machine with the IRC5 controller. We're gonna upgrade the CPU. This is a DSQC639 CPU, and we are gonna install a DSQC1024. So first of all, what we need to do is to, as always, we need to do a backup, and also we're gonna send the machine to the position 0. This is the home position, but we're gonna send all the axes to 0 degree in order to update the counter when we start up with the new controller, okay? So let's go to backup and restore, and let's create a backup. We're gonna leave the backup on this folder. We can use the USB, but we're gonna leave it there because after we do this, we're gonna clone the memory. Let's create the backup. Okay. So before we move the axis, let me show you that we can remove the compact flash from here and do a clone with the Ghost32. We're gonna move the axis now. Another thing that we need to check before is that we have the in control panel date and time. We have the right date and time. We need to control that, and that is okay. So next we are gonna move the axis. So we left the axis in number 2 through the 6 in 0, but the number 1 is in -85. We need to move it towards the right using the joystick, and we cannot move it to the right because we have the cabin. It's gonna hit the cabin, so we're gonna leave it there. Okay. So now we're gonna shut down the HMI or the CPU. We're gonna select advanced and shut down the main computer and hit OK. Okay, so now we have the RobotWare installed in this CPU, which is 5.13. So we have to turn off and remove the compact flash and do the clone and test it from there. Okay. Actually, what we are gonna do is to clone, create an image and clone into another memory and test another memory here to make sure that the clone is working before we move with the upgrade. Okay. So now we have prepared the Ghost32 version 11, and we're gonna clone the compact flash and use another compact flash. I have another one to restore and make sure that we have the right data or the right image. Okay. Okay, we're gonna save it with the serial number and the date. Let's hit save or create. We're not gonna compress the file, so that is pretty fast. So now we're gonna remove this compact flash and we're gonna insert this and overwrite this one with the image that we just created. Before removing the compact flash, we need to eject the device and close the Ghost32 software in order to release the access to the memory. So now we have the other memory inserted, and we are gonna go to local disk from image. We're gonna select the image we just created. This is the memory. We're gonna leave the destination details as it is and hit OK. Okay, the backup has completed. Let's continue here, quit from here, and remove the memory. You need to be very careful to insert properly the memory. And let's power up. and see if that clone works. And let's check the jog position. Okay, you see we still have the same position, even that we have changed the compact flash with a clone memory using the image that we did previously, so that is perfect. So we're gonna do the replacement. We're gonna replace the CPU and start from there. Okay, so now on the RobotStudio we're gonna connect the computer through the service port, which is the yellow one. So let's go to controller, add the controller, one click, and we have access now online to the data that we have on the compact flash, and we're going to create a backup and hit OK. It's going to be a ARC file, or we can select a folder. We're going to save it as a folder. Okay, the backup has finished. Let's check if we can see the version is the same that we did previously. So now we're gonna replace the CPU and check from there. Okay, so let's move forward and shut down. Okay, so we have removed the CPU. Actually, the control is on the cabinet. So the CPU, and now we are going to install the new CPU here. So now we have the controller installed, and we are gonna, on the DeviceNet connected. We have the memory with the migration installed, and we're gonna power up and see what it does. Because the RobotWare is a different version, it's gonna install the RobotWare on the FlexPendant first, and it's gonna reboot. And let's check. Okay, the controller has started. We're gonna check. Here the controller is running, and we're missing some conditions. Actually, we are missing the enable one. So now it's starting and connecting to the controller. Okay, so let's acknowledge here, and you see the menu has changed. Okay, and we have a system failure. Okay, we're missing the ID, so we're having this issue, this alarm. It's not recognizing the controller serial number. Okay, we need to update the revolution counter, etc. So let me go back and restart advanced, and we're going to start the boot application. So as we did before, we have the correct version. Okay, we have to select the system. Okay. Okay. And we are gonna restart. We were missing that selection, so let's restart. Okay. It says that it's gonna start with this system. Let's hit OK. Okay, what I did is to restart the system in the boot application and select the system with the name, the serial number 14M63794, and I checked the box to restart or reset the unit. So now I have access from the computer or the RobotStudio. So here we have properties and control ID, and we are gonna enter the same serial number, cap locks M-63794, and hit OK, and let's check. And let's check here. Okay, let's go to the panel here, and we are in the control panel. Controller settings. I already checked. Actually, I'm gonna use USA's. Okay, we're gonna select Central Time. This is the time that is okay. And let's enter again. Okay, for some reason it's going back to this configuration. Identity, that is okay. Let's hit OK. So now we're missing the let's check jogging. You see we have a difference here, and we may need to declare those positions where we left the robot. The axis number 1 is okay, and we need to reset the counter for axis. We're gonna reset all the counter from the axis number 2 through the number 6. So to calibrate the counter, we're gonna have to go to robot memory and update. Okay, we have changed the controller or the CPU, so we are gonna update the controller or the CPU with the robot memory data. We haven't replaced the serial measurement board SMB, so we need to choose this option. Okay, so we are gonna leave the machine to boot up and continue from there. Okay, we have rebooted the application, so let me check. Now, let's check in jog. Okay, we have the data okay. So now we have to update the revolution counters. Okay. Okay, let's update all of them. Oh, let's check. Okay, let's only check this axis because we need to move. Let me see. Okay, let's see what it does, because if not, we have to move the axis number 1, which is the base, towards the left, or the right, sorry, to the 0 mark, and declare that the revolution counter. Let me check this. And check what it says. Okay, you see. So we need to move it to the home position, that one, and update the counter again. Okay. And let me check on the computer. I'm requesting write access from the RobotStudio. Let's check. Okay, we're missing the module, you see. So now I moved the robot to this position in order to calibrate or update the counter on the position number 1, which is these two points aligned with the edge or the pin that we have. These 2 pins with the 3rd pin that is underneath the axis number 1. So now let's go to calibration and update that counter. And let's check now the torque position. So we can do it again. It's activated. So let me go to calibration again. Update. Okay. So let's check jogging. Okay. So that is the counter that we have right now. So let's move it to. We need to. Okay. Let's close from here. Close. Okay. Now we don't have the alarm right there. So basically what we need to do is to upload the program, and we need to look for the program and upload it to run and test the machine with the new CPU. As we said, program editor. Load. Okay, we said we don't know. We don't want to use a program, but we're gonna show the module. You see, we have every time we reset the controller, we need to select the module, load the module, hit OK, and select the module CIRMAC.module or MOD. Hit OK, and let's check the module. Okay, this is all the routines that that module has. Okay, so let's go to production. We are gonna go to the PP, and there you go. So now let me check the jog condition. Okay, we still have the position, you see, the home position, which is the one that matches with this, and we're not having any alarm. So if I press control on, the robot is ready to run in auto, and we're gonna test that. Okay. Another step we were missing is to reconfigure, because on the DeviceNet, on the PLC, Handlings PLC, we were having the mod net in red, and that's why we couldn't get the signal from the robot to the PLC, the Handling PLC. So what we had to do is next. So because the DeviceNet module has changed in the network, we need to go to the here in the RS networks. We had to check the scan list, and here was available this device, and in the scan list it was the original. So what we did is to replace or delete this one and replace or add the available one. And on the I/O parameters, we checked the box port and the size of 32 bytes in each input and output. So once we save this on the Handlings PLC, the communication started working, and now we're gonna test the roll in auto. So now we're gonna test in auto. Okay. We're testing at 25%. So now it's doing the purge. It's waiting for the purge input ended. We're gonna increase the speed to 100%. Okay, that's it. Next step is gonna be to, what we did now is to clone the original memory on this new DSQC1024 controller. This is the part number you have for the memory that was programmed by ABB and delivered with the new CPU. So what we did is to clone this memory to create an image with Ghost32 and clone that image on this micro SD with the adapter, and we are gonna test this one on the machine and make sure that we have a good backup on the SD memory or image. Okay, I already installed the memory and power up the CPU or the controller, and as you see, it's booting up the memory, and we'll see. We will leave it there and see when the booting process finishes. So, since the image we created doesn't work, the CPU doesn't finish to start up, we are doing a different image using the options in the image tape tab. We select by default. We were doing the image by default, so now we selected the image all, which forces sector by sector copy of all partition. So we just did that, and we're gonna clone it into the memory, the micro SD memory. Let me cancel here and quit, and we're gonna remove the memory from the CPU now and install it on the computer, on the reader, and create or clone the image into that memory. So doing that, what we did is to copy the sector by sector, and the image is gonna be the memory size. So this is a 2 giga memory. So now we're ready to write the image into the SD, micro SD. So it's gonna create this partition 1 and 2, and let's hit OK. It took 7 minutes to create. The other one was pretty fast. So let me close here and see the content. Let me open this. Okay, when I check the content on the memory, these two files were not there. So with the other method, it won't work. So we need to use the option all in order to do a clone or image sector by sector. I'm gonna remove this and test it on the controller. Testing the new memory. There you go. So definitely, you see now it's synchronizing the file. So definitely we need to use the other method to create the clone or the image, in this case of the new DSQC1024. Let me show you. The option we need to use is before you create the image, you go to the menu options, and in the image tape tab, select image all. That is the one that is gonna work. And you have other options, image boot, image disk, but if you have any other issues, you can try all those two options. So let's check now the controller. Okay, so now we have ready the machine in order to run and test. I'm gonna leave the original memory because this is a personal memory. But anyway, we successfully cloned the SD memory and make it work on the brand new CPU. Okay, thank you.